I want to talk about the idea of you hurling abuses at your child. So you are busy saying, ngombe hii, wewe ni mojinga sana. Well, I am here to tell you that that is not the solution. Instead of saying ngombe hii, say daktari hii, daktari wewe. Okay? Ama instead of telling them, wewe ni mujinga sana, mwambie wewe ni mwalimu sana. Okay? Let the kid grow knowing that they are not stupid, but they are teachers, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's a pleasure being here today. This is where we talk about parenting. I shoot at least 5 times a week. My name is Say Ngombe. When you join our YouTube channel, you learn and we learn as well, so we both learn from each other. Very happy to do this, and I feel good. I mean, parenting is not something easy. It's a bit too complicated, and every time we have different stages of life and different types of parenting. Some of us we have teenagers, some of us have toddlers, some of us have, you know, people who are now big. Like, you know, for example, myself, I am mothered, I have parents, right? So at some point they did the parenting thing, and they still do it because I'm still my mother's child. So guys, today I want to talk about being calm and being able to control your emotions when dealing with your children. This is one of the most difficult thing when it comes to parenting. I mean, some of us were never blessed to know how being calm tastes. It is not an easy thing to maintain calmness, because, for example, you could wake up in the morning and everyone is calling you mom, everyone, you know, they all want something, and especially if you have small kids that want attention, because kids want attention all the time. Kids throw tantrum all the time, and you're just wondering, how do I sort this? So today, I am here to tell you that in as much as it might be the most difficult thing to do, you have to try and control yourself. You have to try and keep calm. You have to try and tell yourself that you are going to manage this. Otherwise, you are going to lose it, and you are going to start hitting the child out of anger and all that, but that is not something that you want for your child. So I've seen different times when children are just trying to seek attention. So unaenda kwa wengine, for example, mi naenda kwa rafiki yangu. Like, I remember there's a time I went to my friend to visit her, and the children, you know, the children were all over me. And at some point when the mother said, we toka kwa mgeni, you know, sit aside, what did the child do? He or she slapped me. Okay? And you know, the reaction of the mother was exactly what every other woman could want to do, right? She picked the child, she brought her into another room, or I mean, ama alimtoa nje, then she started caning the child, which is not right? Because the child could be craving for attention that she never or he never gets. So the best thing is not to hit the child, especially out of anger, because you're going to harm the child. The best thing is to tell the child that this is the right thing to do. You are not supposed to hit a visitor. Well, the truth is, sorry guys. So the truth is that we all have different ways of punishing our children. We all have different ways of correcting the mistakes. The child might have slapped me, but the best thing was not to beat that child, because you're teaching them that you beat back, you beat back. Anyway, so another thing that I wanted to talk about today, still out of being controlled, having self-control and staying calm, I want to talk about the idea of you hurling abuses at your child. So you are busy saying, ngombe hii, wewe ni mojinga sana. Well, I am here to tell you that that is not the solution. Instead of saying ngombe hii, say daktari hii, daktari wewe. Okay? Ama instead of telling them wewe ni mjinga sana, mwambie wewe ni mwalimu sana. Okay? Let the kid grow knowing that they are not stupid but they are teachers. Okay? Uko hapo ukitusi mtoto wako and you're telling them ati you're very stupid. That is so wrong. The child is not stupid. How would you feel if someone told you you're very stupid? I am sure you would feel so bad. You'd feel so annoyed. And you'd want to know, why did the person do that? Who told you it's different with the children? It will still feel the same. It will still taste the same even with the children. So instead of telling your child that they are stupid, call them good names. Tell them you are such a doctor. Nasa hiyo umekasirika yako yote. Daktari wewe. Okay? Mwalimu wewe. Ama wewe uanze kumwambia model wewe. Okay? And the kid learns, they grow up not knowing that you are actually abusing them. They grow up knowing that you actually want them to be teachers, doctors, great people in the society. You want them to be, for example, nurses. You're such a nurse, okay? And the kid grows knowing that, okay, so, with something, at least something to think about. Because if you go around telling your child that you're very silly, Allah, no. You tell them, hardworking wewe. Just tell the kids so that they know that they are hardworking. Guys, I don't have much to say today. I just wanted to tell you those few things. I feel like every time there's a point, I want to put it across. When I give you a point, I feel happy. Because I know one or two people will pick this and they will go, they will go using it. And next time I meet you in the streets, na nisikie unatusi mtoto, I'll remind you this. So instead of abusing your child, call them a sweet name. Call them a professional name. Manager wewe. Okay? Director wewe. As in, call them such names so that they grow knowing it's good to be a director and not good to be, not good to hurl abuses. I want to tell you a story. When I was growing up, my mom used to tell me that I am a weak, the way a parent would just say, sasa mtoto wangu jameni, will she ever manage in life? I grew up knowing I couldn't. And every time I wanted to speak to someone, I could start crying. Why? Low self-esteem, the idea of me being weak and unable to do anything, and just lack of confidence. So I didn't have any confidence at all. I know the people who've interacted with me before could know. I mean, I could do things like when I was called to go and maybe act in church or something, I could do that very freely, but I couldn't talk before anyone. I had great ideas in my life. Of course, I lost them because when you don't have self-esteem, you don't talk about your ideas. But I couldn't do anything because to me, I was that weak vessel that my mom used to tell me. And it really affected me. It affected the greater part of my life. And today, if you ask me, I know sijafika mahali I really want to be, but I outgrew the idea that I am weak, and that I lack confidence and I can do nothing. Okay? So next time, think about how you tell your child. Think about how you abuse or you hurl words at them, and let them use the words you throw at them to grow. Let them pick those words and let those words be their fruits. Because if you throw bad words, those are rotten fruits. Do you expect your child to eat a rotten fruit? Of course not, Nani. Let's tell one another the truth. Okay? Me, if you threw at me a rotten fruit, I'll throw it back, or maybe I'll just go and dump it somewhere. But that is not what we want. We want you to throw a word that I will pick and stick into my heart, and let it sire desires, ideologies, and then confidence, and then outcomes, and then boom, the doctor is here, mwalimu wako hapa, the nurse is here, director, lawyer, great people in the society, judge, you know. Bye guys, until next time. And if you have not subscribed, honestly guys, you're missing a lot. Please take this perfect opportunity to do the same and stay tuned, because greater content is coming your way. See you and enjoy your evening, morning, afternoon from wherever you are. Bye.